Hey, what's going on? It's Nick Cregan here with the weekly rundown where we bring you the latest news, exclusive interviews, and backstage access at all your favorite festivals and events right here on the newest platform for all things music, Live by Live.
So this week we are coming to you straight from Wango Tango, iHeartRadio's annual concert here in Los Angeles. This year's monster lineup includes Taylor Swift, the Jonas Brothers, Halsey, Zedd, 5 Seconds of Summer, and many more. Let's check it out.
Who are you most excited to see tonight?
You.
No.
And yes, you.
This
and
blesses my heart. You have no
and
idea
Taylor
how
and
happy
Halsey
this makes
and
me.
5 Seconds of Summer.
All right.
So before we were rolling on the camera, I was just geeking out to you guys because your new song, Easier, is literally like, it's my favorite song right now.
Thank you. Thank you
It
so
is
much.
so good.
This one came to us at the start, really. We collaborated with Charlie Puth, Ryan Tedder, Andrew Watt, Ali Tamposi, all great, talented people. And it just, you know, it's the perfect introduction to this next chapter of 5 Seconds of Summer.
The Jonas Brothers! Woo! You guys!
Kanye's here!
No! I have been waiting for you guys all day. I don't think you understand. My excitement level is at like 150,000.
I was wooing.
Oh, I thought that. So you guys have your album coming out next week, but Love Her has already made me cry.
Oh. How?
I already feel like I know.
Oh, okay.
Do I know what that's about?
It's about loving someone.
I feel like I'm already having like a reaction to it.
Hey people, it's Ruth O'Neill here with a quick look at some of the European festivals we'll be streaming this summer here on Live by Live. First up is the legendary Montreux Jazz Festival on Lake Geneva in Switzerland, which takes place over a 3-week period from June 23rd to July 13th. This year's lineup features icons Elton John, Janet Jackson, Sting, and Quincy Jones, as well as contemporaries Janelle Monáe, Tom York, Bon Iver, Lauryn Hill, Mac DeMarco, James Blake, and many more. Next up, on the other side of Lake Geneva, we have Polio Festival in Nyon from July 23rd to the 28th. Headliners include recent Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees The Cure, as well as Lana Del Rey, 21 Pilots, and much more. Last but not least is Ziget. This year's monster lineup includes Foo Fighters, Ed Sheeran, Florence and the Machine, Post Malone, The 1975, The National, Macklemore, Martin Garrix, and much, much more. It's going to be a great summer, and we've got you covered with a front row seat to all the action with live performances, backstage interviews, and much more right here on Live by Live.
We recently streamed iHeartRadio album release parties for this little group you may have heard of called BTS, as well as country superstar Thomas Rhett and indie legends Vampire Weekend. We had the chance to sit down and talk with them a little bit about their new projects. Let's check it out.
Our next goal is like to perform in this small room and, you know, have this little vibe with us, dance together.
The guys from BTS visited the Empire State Building today here in New York City. Woo. Now, this is cool. I don't know if you know about this. This is a big surprise. While we're sitting here downtown in Manhattan, up on 34th Street at Empire State Building, they have decided to light it up purple for the night.
Oh, purple. Yeah!
You can watch it live on our Live by Live video stream. I mean, they don't just change the color of the Empire State Building just for anyone. And I bet we have more surprises on the way. So there's someone here who wants to say hi.
Yeah.
Is it okay? What kind of energy do you get when you're hanging out with BTS? What's it like for you?
Oh, they're very funny. Very funny. They work very hard. Too hard sometimes. But they love what they do, so it really shows, you know?
We were here at the iHeartRadio live event with BTS. We had such a great time. We loved it. We're really old fans. We went to their first ever concert at NYC. It was like the Red Bullet tour. So seeing them grow and like become super popular is so heartwarming, and we love them so much.
Saturday Night Live has always been a bucket list moment for me. I mean, literally right when I walked in to the place where they do it, I just kept thinking about Chris Farley skits. Like, I just remember my dad playing me those over and over. And so to be able to be the musical guest on SNL was really cool. When we got there, getting in the dressing room, seeing all the pictures on the wall of other artists that have played it, classic artists and new artists both, getting to meet like all the cast. John Mulaney was the host that night. I got to meet Paul Rudd, I got to meet Ben Stiller. Just a night full of people I never dreamed I would get to meet. And then when we finally took the stage, it was just like very nerve-wracking, but also the audience was so energetic and the mix at front of house was so good that it really was one of the coolest nights of my life.
Once Obama said something nice to me about Vampire Weekend, but I was so like starstruck meeting him. He just talked to me at an event, and he was just talking to me like almost being kind of like fatherly, like, oh, here's a dweeb by himself in the corner. Let me say what's up to this guy. And he was like, oh, what line of work are you in? I said, oh, I'm a musician. And he said, yeah, what's your band? I said, Vampire Weekend. He went, get out of here. I know Vampire Weekend. I got you on my iPod. Yeah, I don't get shook that often, but that was just like some next level. It was like, okay. And so later I said to somebody who knew him, I was like, he was very nice. He said he knew Vampire Weekend. He said we were on his iPod, but maybe he's a politician. He's got to have certain stock answers for people. And then this person who knew him very well said he wouldn't do that. If he said you're on his iPod, you're on his iPod. So I was like, okay.
This is probably the biggest hip hop event taking place. 2019 Junior Mafia. This is amazing.
This is just a wonderful night.
Like, how did everybody just come together and why together, QB?
Oh my God, it was. This is something I wanted to do for a long time. I actually wanted to do it on March 9th, but you know what? This is something that God put in my heart to do, and it's a spiritual thing. So I realized it wasn't meant for us to celebrate his going away. It was meant for us to celebrate his life. So this is the day he was born, not the day that, he passed away. And this day means life.
So a few weeks back, we streamed 3 stages over 3 nights at EDC, North America's largest dance music festival in Vegas. We spent some time catching up with some artists, talking about the EDC experience and more. Let's hear what they had to say.
EDC is one of the biggest brands in electronic music, and especially the vision from Pasquale and his team, under the electric sky with that special feeling. You really can't compare EDC to any other festival.
Seeing the LA Coliseum filled up was amazing, and another one was moving EDC LA to Vegas. That was a huge moment and a huge unknown and a big risk, and I didn't know if people were going to follow.
I think EDC is kind of a benchmark for anybody that's involved in dance music. If you get to be involved in that show, I've always considered it the Super Bowl of dance music.
You create so many memories, whether you're a performer, a fan, with the people that you love and the music that you enjoy.
EDC is almost like our New Year's Eve. Like, it's the event that we look forward to every single year with that kind of, I guess, just emotion that it brings to us as something that changed our lives in a really positive and awesome way.
This is such a positive place where you can be yourself, where no one's gonna judge you, where you can talk to the person next to you and you can become friends with them instantaneously. You can go to this place and be accepted, no matter who you are.
And there you have it. That's a wrap for this week's rundown right here on Live by Live. If you like what you saw, you can check out the full-length interviews and also stream your favorite music from artists, podcasts, and more right here on the Live by Live app. Be sure to follow us on social media and chime in with your thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
And I'm on it up. My girl got some dope. Your bitch wants some coke.